everybody, this is Jeannie again with Russell County 4-H, and we're outside in this lovely weather. A little chilly today, but we're going to talk about watersheds today. So what do you think a watershed is? And no, it's not a building full of water. It's an area of land that when it rains on that land, that water sheds off the land down to a common body of water like this pond behind me. So this is kind of a miniature watershed. So if it rains here, or here, or even here, so no matter where rain hits the land in these hills around me, it's going to flow down the hill into this pond behind me. So this pond has a very small little watershed of its own. So this pond is then going to roll over the spillway and it's going to go into a little stream. And that stream has its own watershed. The stream will then flow into a larger creek. That creek has a watershed that the pond and the stream are both part of. Then that will roll into a river, and that river will then end up in the Gulf of Mexico. So this is all part of a much larger watershed. So all you're going to need for this watershed demonstration is a plain white sheet of paper, some washable markers, and a regular old spray bottle filled with water. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your white sheet of paper, and this is so fun, you're going to crumple it up. Lightly crumple your paper and then open it back up. Don't lay it all the way perfectly flat because you want to see these ridges, okay? These ridges are what you want and the little valleys in between. So kind of lay your paper back down on the ground just like you got it. Then you're going to take your markers and you're going to pick a bright colored marker. So you're going to pick either a red or a blue or a purple. I'm going to choose a blue to do this with. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this marker and I am going to color the very top of the ridges. So anything that sticks up like it's the top of a ridge line, I'm going to color with my marker just like this. So I've got a ridge line that runs right here. So I'm going to take my blue and I'm going to color all along that top of the ridge line where that comes up. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to color along this ridge line here. And then I'm just going to go all over the sheet, and anywhere that there is an area that is poking up instead of poking down, I'm going to color it in with my marker. Alright, so you're going to color all along the ridge lines with your color, whatever bright color you choose, and then you're going to take your spray bottle and you're going to make it rain on your paper. And immediately you see how that color starts to run downhill toward the indentations in the paper. That's just like when it does rain on high ground, how that rain moves downhill into the streams, into the ponds, into the rivers. Just like this illustrates that color dye moving downhill, so does the rain moves downhill out of watersheds. So I'm going to spray this whole thing, let it dry, and I'll be right back. So I've sprayed the whole paper now, and you can really see where that dye from the markers has run. So you can definitely see a stream that wants to flow down through here. You can definitely see streaming back over here. You can see some back over here as well. So now you can take a different color marker. You could go through and you can label your different watersheds. So I would think that this area here would be its own watershed. This area would be a watershed. This one, and then this one. So I would think that this paper would have 4 unique watersheds. See how many watersheds your paper creates. So thanks again for coming along and joining me learn about watersheds today. Come back next time, we'll take another look at something different about forestry.